Hi guys, you are live with We Are the Girls in Claret and Blue. I'm Ali and this is Reese. And in case you wanted a distraction from the West Ham men's game versus Liverpool, because Lord knows I do, we are coming live to talk about one of our actual favourite teams, which is the West Ham women. So, how are you doing, Reese?
Yeah, brilliant. I needed a bit of rehab from the West Ham men, so Ali suggested a live show tonight. So thanks, Ali.
Absolutely. So we are going to cover the West Ham Women's FA Cup match against Arsenal last Sunday, the upcoming London derby against Chelsea this Sunday, as well as a few transfer rumours for the next window. So, for a rarity, I wasn't at the match on Sunday. I was over in the wilds of Ireland, though I did keep up with it on my phone. So Reese was there, so I'm going to let Reese give a rundown of what we did right, what we did wrong, and where we can go from there.
Well, what we did wrong, I felt in this game was it was a bit like that 20-minute spell at Meadow Park in September, where we just did give them too much respect. I felt like we gave what highlighted for me was actually in the first 10 minutes when we allowed Williamson from centre-back to go into a midfield position and then dink a long ball into Beth Mead, and then Arsenal opened us up and I think Brosnan made a save. So I think that was our main problem from this game, and it's something we've got to look at going into this game of pressing these teams like we do the Brightons and the Manchester Uniteds. So I think we gave them too much respect. However, I think in little stages you could see the chemistries from Simic being back in our team with Lehmann, and we really did attack well on the counter attack. It was just a shame we couldn't do that for more sustained periods. However, when you're playing the FAWSL champions, it's always going to be difficult. For the first goal, I'm not sure if Grace slipped. I think she did, but I think we could have pressed them a little higher and really run at them and just run to block that first shot. However, it was well aimed. I actually do think Grace slipped. So I think it was just that high press we were missing on Sunday. However, I think Cho not being in the squad or the team has a lot to do with that, because she is mainly the player that does a lot of the pressing for us. So yeah, like I said on the FAWSL podcast, Ali, it was a really, really weird afternoon. In terms of atmosphere at the ground, I think the 1 o'clock kickoff killed it for me. You know, the atmosphere was as flat as a pancake. So yeah, I think it was just a weird day at the office.
Yeah, no, I've seen bits and pieces because obviously I wasn't at the match, and you said we let Arsenal carve us open, like we were giving them far too much respect, which we seem to be doing, which is our problem with the top three teams, is that we seem to go way back, and it's what we've done against Man City, it's what we did against Chelsea earlier this season, and it's what we've done against Arsenal every time we've played them. And I don't know how we can get it into our players' heads that we need to treat them as a team that we can beat. If we can believe that we can beat them, we can. But at the moment, we're sort of being like, oh God, they're the champions. Oh, we better just like stay back and not go forward. And I think also we were missing Martha, which she made the difference when we played them at their gaff at the beginning of the season.
See, one thing for me that is actually just popped into my head. A lot this season, people on Twitter have been saying Lehmann hasn't been up to scratch. And for me, since Simic has been back into our team, I think Lehmann's hit that level again. So I think Simic brings out the best in Alicia. And I think when Martha plays with Julia as well, like we saw in the Crystal Palace game in December, Julie's going to have a really, really vital role for me now this season. And I think she's going to be that player we were missing at the start of the season to unlock the defensive teams. And for me, if I'm looking at player of the month for January, I think Julia's grabbed it for me.
Absolutely. And you can tell Julia's made a complete difference to this side. She is your quintessential number 10. And she goes for that role. Sorry. She's just. I'm sorry. I'm being yelled at by Kate for reasons I don't know why.
God.
Oh, Arsenal. Spoiler alert for the scores of the FA games that are currently going on. Arsenal are now 2-0 up against Man City.
We're not a score update show, Ali.
I know. It made a noise and it distracted me. So yeah, is a typical number 10. She plays that role beautifully, and we have been missing that magic. You saw it last season against Yeovil, where she not only got a goal herself, but she also got a few assists, and we've been missing that since she went out last January. So I'm excited to see what she's going to be able to do when we get Martha back in, when we've got Alicia, when we've got Leon back from international duty. I think that's going to be the magic that I think more so than Cho. I know you love Cho and you think that she brings the team together, but I've not been so convinced this season. Ever since she got injured, she's not been quite the same player.
I'm going to really, really, really strongly disagree with you, Ali, on that claim. I think when Cho's been on the pitch, we've been a rock in midfield at times, and also we've created a lot more chances this season when she's been on the pitch for me.
Yeah, so no, I don't.
I knew that yes was a no.
Yeah, no. To be honest, I think more than our defence, I think our midfield has been our weak link. I don't think Tess is quite up to where she was before her injury, and I'm waiting for her to get back. I don't think Cho's been up to much in midfield. I'm not gonna lie, she's been sloppy. She's not been so accurate with her passes. The only midfielder.
Come on, Ali. Who's upset you tonight? Come on.
I am nothing but honest, Reese, and you know that. But yeah, I think the only midfielder that's impressed me is Kate Longhurst, because you can guarantee you're going to get a performance out of her, even if the rest of the team doesn't turn up.
I think Longhurst is in there for Hammer of the Year, and that Brighton performance is probably an individual performance of the season award for me. She was absolutely superb that game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So another thing that you picked up on that we didn't do against Arsenal is we didn't have the back five to begin with, which we've proved that that's our favoured position. That's when we do well, is to have that more reinforced back line and then maybe have a more lone up front. So why do you think that Matt Beard didn't go for that in the beginning? And you said he changed it about halfway through to get that back five.
I think it was more to do with the system of parking the bus, maybe, and going on the counter-attack really quickly. I think with a back five, you can't. Sometimes you just can't have a centre attacking midfielder due to the system the manager wants to play, and I think that's another reason why. With Julia playing that number 10 role, I think that's why we played the back four as well. But also, I think we just wanted to get up the field a bit more quicker, but also be able to defend at the same time, in an essence. And that's why I think our fullbacks didn't get up the pitch as much as they usually would in a back five. So yeah, I think it was just more of a defensive system against Arsenal, which I don't blame Matt for doing, because when you're against a team like Arsenal, you do have to be defensively minded.
So it wasn't the greatest match for West Ham, but who would you say was your player of the match for that game? Was it Julia?
Yeah, Julia Simic by a mile.
Okay, that's good to know. Also, what's coming up is the West Ham website has put up a poll to ask how we think Grace Fisk is getting on in her couple of games for West Ham so far. So I thought that would be a good time to bring that up. Apart from her slip up against the Arsenal, which was, as you said, a physical slip. How do we think Grace has settled into the West Ham system?
Absolutely superb, I think, into the system. Ali's heard a lot of my raving about Grace at the stadium and on the podcast this month. I think she's been the best replacement we could have found for Brooke. a talent not only for now but for the future as well, which is an important aspect. I said that when we announced Grace, but also the fact that you can see that instant understanding from the way Gilly plays, which is actually quite rare for a player at such an early stage of their career to be able to understand a partnership so early. I think she's clearly watched this throughout. Well, when she knew she was going to sign, I'd guess that would be December time, and watched a lot of our games and understood the system. So yeah, I think she's been superb. However, I'm really going to be interested to see how she deals with Bethany England on Sunday. Should Bethany start, I think that'll be a different challenge, and we'll learn a lot more about Grace from that.
No, absolutely. So while we're talking about comings and goings of West Ham, and we are on the American Hammers, we've had to say goodbye to another of our American players this transfer window. Seriously, we had so many Americans. Now I don't think we have any Americans, unless you count Courtney, but we don't because she plays for Ireland. In the fact that Erin Simon has gone on to sign for the Houston Dash. So she's going back to play in the NWSL. We wish, obviously, Erin a lot of luck. But, Reece, what loss is Erin going to be to us? Because I know she's been out injured for the last couple of months, but she's been quite pivotal at West Ham in her tenure here.
I think I said this on Twitter. As soon as Erin started to be injured, we saw that we couldn't play her back four. And that sums up how vital she was to the team. I'm really disappointed by her departure. I just think she was a brilliant talent for us. She defended physically as well. She was up for any challenge that came her way. And for a lot of her performances, you could say she was the player of the match for most games she played in. A rock at the back, and I think Houston Dash have got a really good player on their hands, and she got into the USA under 23 team for us. So I would actually back her to get into the senior squad within the next 4 years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would agree with that. I think Houston Dash is going to be a great shout for her because she's going to have Rachel Daly.
I was about to ask Rachel. Yeah, Rachel Daly does play there.
Yeah, Rachel Daly does play for the Dash, and she plays in that back as well. And I can just see the pairing of Simon and Daly being quite a good matchup for the Dash because they've had troubled times recently and they didn't do that well this season.
I would be interested to see with Houston Dash next season whether Rachel Daly will play at right mid with Erin at right back, because I think Phil played her at right mid with England. Then again, Phil never doesn't have a clue. So
Phil plays whoever he wants at the time. He's also played her as a forward, as a striker.
Apparently, you're playing up front for the She Believes, Ali. So
exactly, I get packing. It's ridiculous. It's like I keep saying, Man City should not be playing Stanway at right back because that's going to give Phil Neville ideas.
Definitely, I can just see it. She Believes, first game, Stanway right back.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a topic for another time. But
the WSL podcast, actually, we can discuss that next week.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're plugging our pod as behind me, but we'll get to that a bit later. So looking forward, we do have the Giants that are Chelsea this weekend. They are, even if it's just Millie Bright, she's really large.
You mean tall, Ali?
No, she's large. Built like a brick.
Continue, Ali. Go on.
You made me lose my train of thought. So the Giants that are Chelsea. The only thing I can hope for is the fact that Man United are kicking 7 bells out of them, like they're known to, which might give us a little bit of advantage on Sunday. Of course, they're going to go in for it because their two main competitors for the title are playing each other. Well, they're playing each other right now in the Conti, but they're playing each other on Sunday. So it's going to be a good chance for them to go back up top if they win against us. What have we got to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
I think we have to go back to a back five. Now, the system I would actually play is a 5-4-1. I think we've got I think we have to park the bus against Chelsea personally. They're brilliant all over the pitch. You're not going to beat them woman to woman tactically. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really tough test. I personally can't see us getting something out of this game because I think Chelsea are just finding that next level recently. However, they don't have Sam Kerr, so it'll be interesting to see in a league game how much of an effect that will have on them.
Well, absolutely, because they've also not got Kirby, because Kirby's still out with that viral infection that's really knocked up a 6. And last time they didn't have Kirby, we managed to get a draw out of them. I do remember, actually, she was doing a fan event when I was there, and I was like, and everybody was disappointed she was not playing apart from me. She's got a great sense of humour, because all these young kids were like, oh, you're not playing then? And I was like, I'm honestly not that disappointed. And she gave me a slap on the back, and she was like, no, you're funny.
In saying this, Ali, me saying I'm not too optimistic, it would be Revy West Ham to go and beat Chelsea on Sunday.
Of course it would. Do you not know? It's like if we beat Liverpool tonight, which I severely doubt. It's just
I'm going to check if we're not 6-0 down already, to be honest.
1-0 down, I think.
Oh well.
It's a penalty.
The 0-0 was good while it lasted.
It was a penalty though, so it's not like they got it to a thin open play. Yeah, it's just happened now. Penalty. But we're not here to talk about the men. There's enough about the men. We're here to talk about the women. But it would be typical West Ham that we would, lose to Tottenham twice, but then we'd go on and beat Chelsea. I know a few of my Man City friends are hoping that we go and beat Chelsea, because that would then nullify the game in hand that they have.
I can see us getting a point out of this. I think we've got to defend really ruthlessly and just not let them. I think Chelsea's main threats are either from crosses, so I'd put Anna in goal, and then if that doesn't work out, they try this quick passing thing to get it through the gaps. I think if we play 5-4-1 with 2 CDMs and really sit back on them, I think that's the way to play Chelsea. Just don't let them get through them gaps and don't let them get out wide. Just double up on them.
No, absolutely. I mean, we did talk about it on the podcast, but for once we are in agreement, I would play Anna in goal. Just because she's got the history against Chelsea, she's got the better form against Chelsea. She made some insane saves last time we were at King's Meadow, and she's just got that presence, I think, that will put off some players. I, however, will be interested to see what goalkeeper they play against us themselves, whether it's going to be Berger or Telford. Telford's currently playing in the Continent, and she is their cup goalkeeper. So
I think Berger played against us at home. Yeah. So I think Telford starting tonight and then Berger playing against us. I think they would go with Berger again.
I hope so, because I have a theory about respect and second keepering. Now, we are lucky in the fact that we don't really have second keepers, both are as good as each other. But there are certain teams that like the second keeper us, or teams that they consider the lower opposition or winnable games, because they Telforded us at Kings Meadow and we got the point against them to prove to them that, don't do that. So it will be a mark of respect to see how hard they're pushing for the game against us, is if we do get Berger. You're Mr. Popular tonight.
Oh, yeah, my iPad's going off a lot, isn't it? Yeah. Let me turn it off. Hold on.
So Pete agrees with me that it should still be Berger against us. To be honest, if they want to take the championship chances, then it'll have to be Berger, because Telford has had some slight issues. We're all good now. You're not Mr. Popular anymore.
Yeah, I can actually still hear you from my headphones. So.
I'm just that. So, go on then. Score predictions for Sunday. What are we going with?
I'm going to be optimistic and say 1-1.
think that'll be a fair result. What will be good though is we're going to see a couple of ex-players because Raf is more than likely going to be there, considering it's her 2X.
Isn't she with Lewis now?
She's in a non-exec position with Lewis, so that means that she's not on their board. So she's on their board, but she's not getting paid. Whereas she's actually got a job at Chelsea. So it wouldn't surprise me if she was there, considering it's her 2X teams.
Yeah.
Which hopefully means that we're going to get Mrs. Raff. I love Pauline. For anybody who isn't aware, Pauline Rafferty is one of the nicest women going and used to look after me when I used to go to games on my own and stuff like that. And so I'm hoping I get to see Pauline again because she's adorable. What? Why do parents like to look after me? It's funny.
Because you're a Victorian orphan child.
Yeah. My girlfriend, I'm a Victorian orphan child. Sidebar, we were watching a program the other night and it talked about dying of pleurisy, and she literally turned to me and went, "I'm surprised you haven't caught that yet." Like, thanks, darling.
If anyone's going to catch pleurisy, it's going to be Ali.
Okay. Pete again has come up with a strong prediction saying it's going to be 2-1 West Ham. Is that wishful thinking, Pete? Because you're a Man City fan that you're hoping we're going to do you a solid?
Ali, Pete's being serious there. 2-1 West Ham. Come on, optimism, please.
Well, he's come up with a tactic which is played like he did United. And he's got a point. To be fair, he's got a really good point in the fact that if we go down like 1-0 to Chelsea, we have to come back like we did at Man United and get back in quickly.
Okay, Ali, what would be your formation and then your lineup, and then I'll give mine.
Okay, so I agree with you. It's 5 at the back. I think that's important. Pete says kind of. So 5 at the back, and then I'd have I don't know who I'd have up front because it's I'm doing my maths in my head now. Next. I think I would have it obviously goalkeeper Anna, and then I'd have my 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, 9, and then 2 up front. I do maths. I do maths. So I would have because Martha's not fit, I don't think. So I don't think she will be available because that's obviously I'd have Anna in goal. I'd have on my wings / thing. It would be Bunach, and do we know if Vetterlane's back yet?
No, I don't.
If she's not, then it'd be Van Cammy. So it'd be Bunach and Van Cammy on those positions. And then obviously Grace and Gilly. And I'd have our new girl, whose name I've completely forgotten. Our new journalist.
Philippa Wallen.
There you go. I'd have her back because that's the position she plays, and I think that would be our strength there. In midfield, I would have Longhurst, Midag. Do I want? I want them all because I want all up front. You see, maybe I can have 2 midfield and 3 up front. Yeah, just Kate and Tess in the middle, and then I've got Leanne, Julia, and Alicia up front.
That's interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna go 5-4-1. Morehouse in goal. Fisk, Flattery, Bunach at centre back if Vetterline ain't back. Left wing back Philippa Wallen, right wing back Cavani, Longhurst and Midag in centre mid. Left mid I'd have Gadabarachi. Right mid I'll have Kiernan, and then up front I'll have Alicia if Martha isn't back.
Yeah, see, Pete knows all of our players better than we do. Midag was always better coming off the bench than starting for us. So that's obviously her time at Man City.
You know, it's funny you say that because she had one of her best games coming off from the bench on Sunday against Arsenal.
So there you go then. So maybe we should have... Who was in mid then if it wasn't Midag?
I'd have Simic there if it wasn't Midag.
Yeah. Yeah, because then we wouldn't have to tire Julia out. That's not a bad shout. So who are our big threats for Chelsea? Who is it that we have got to look to nullify? I mean, don't get all of them because that's cheating. Yeah. But who do we have to nullify in the thing? We've already nullified Sam Kerr because she's on international duty. We've already nullified Fran Kirby because she's ill. So that's 2 big threats taken out. Who else have we got to take out?
Bethany England.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think we've got to stop crosses into the box to Bethany because she just leaps onto anything and will direct it in. I think she did that in the Conti Cup game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got to stop crosses. We've got to stop Bethany. Whoever plays out wide for Chelsea, you've got to stop, obviously. And then we've got to use fast attacking play up top, counter attack them really quickly because I don't think their centre backs are the fastest.
No, because they're huge. I'm going to keep saying that. G, have we nullified G? Did G get called up for Korea? Because if Cho's gone, then has G gone?
I think so.
See, that's another threat we've nullified because G has a horrible habit of scoring against us.
Yeah, a goal against us at Rush Green was brilliant.
That's the problem. So, So you're right. I think you're very right in the fact that we've got to be quick on the if far too much space, then that's it. Like,
so this is why I would play Midag in the middle. So I think if we're going to counter attack quickly, I think you've got to get the ball out to Midag quick because she does have a very good long ball distribution on her. So we've got to use that effectively.
yes. Pete, there we go. That's the answer to all our problems. Try you in midfield, Ali. Early she believes warm up. Who says I'm a midfielder, Pete? I could be a striker, for all you know. I could be a winger, to be fair, because I used to be little and quick.
Now you're little.
And now I'm just little, as Kate says. I'm here.
It's my role. I provide sarcastic comments on.
Oh,
Pete, please do not give Phil Neville any sense of an idea because you don't know he could be watching us. So.
I hope not, because you'll probably have our heads for the things that we've said about him.
Probably is why he's watching it because he has that read through it.
Hey, yeah, you're like well safe down south. I live where he lives. You know, if I suddenly get run over, then can people go look at Phil Neville, please? Can I get that out there?
Please do not get run over any time this week.
Oh, yeah, run over. Yeah. Oh, and we have a special guest who's watching us. My darling father. Hello, darling father. Yes, in case you're wondering, I landed back in Ireland safely. I know I told Mother. I'm not sure I told you.
Yeah, at least you know where Ali's priorities are now.
Yeah, exactly. I got your keyring if you're still watching.
She's probably turned it off now, to be honest.
Yeah, probably have embarrassed him enough. So we have you've managed to get some sort of scoop that we're interested in a certain player for the next transfer window. Obviously, the women's transfer window is now closed, but there is some sneaky suspicions about our summer window.
Yes. Hold on, let me get her name up. I forgot now.
She's Russian. I remember that much.
This is really unprofessional, forgetting the names.
Yeah, okay, it's Karpova. There we go. Beat to it.
There we go.
So Karpova, she plays for Seville. She is a Russian international, young player, 24, which Beardy tends to like. He likes the younger players that he can mould and shape them to play how he likes to play, as well as experience. I don't know much about her, to be honest. I just know that she's currently got a good scoring record against Seville, and I think, you know, we need strikers because our strikers keep getting injured or leaving. So we need some backup strikers.
This is what worries me a bit, actually, the fact that we are going after another striker. Be interesting because would Little John stay if we sign another striker, or would she look for more game time somewhere else?
Well, she's currently on a 6 month. We've got her until the end of this season.
See, that it's like they both come into play, don't they? With the rumour and then the 6 month contract. So
yeah, because she's not been playing for much. So I think we're getting her back in. If she does well for us, then we'll keep her. If she doesn't, then she's only on a 6th month.
Apparently, Chelsea are interested in her though as well.
Really? Well,
yeah.
she's got like a pedigree. Like she's an Irish international.
Chelsea, Reading, and us are after this plan.
Oh, okay, so that's interesting. Chelsea don't need any more players. Chelsea, you have 3 whole teams worth of players. You don't need any more players.
Never know. Bethany England might be coming to Lyon.
That's true. To be fair, I mean, if they're going to sign Alex Greenwood, they'll take anybody. What I'm
just upset Man United fans even more, Ali.
That wasn't even a slight at Man United. That was the fact that Alex Greenwood had one of the most, I can swear on this show, so it's fine, piss poor World Cups I've ever seen. Like, she was great for Man United in the Championship and led them to their, like, based off that, I'm like, yeah, go for it. Based on her World Cup, most of my shouting at the World Cup was, what the, enter the swear word here, are you doing, Greenwood? Like, she had a terrible World Cup. So
we should have that on as like a little thing. Guess what Ali was referring to here? And everyone
so if Lyon are going to take Greenwood, then they should definitely take Beth England because, you know, at least that's got some scoring prowess.
Let's not create too many rumours tonight. And again, while we're at it, isn't Greenwood on a 1-year contract? Now, as Man United are struggling for a left back, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think the team would take her back in a heartbeat. I think the fans, she's dead to them. And that's all honesty. She left them to go play for Lyon. From what I've seen from different fan groups and things like that, and not just the obvious fan group, just from different media sources and stuff like that, it's very much she's burnt her bridges. So I think the team would take her back in a heartbeat. I don't think the fans would welcome her back.
Would you take her at West Ham, Ali?
No, because she's.
There we go.
She is. Like, there are better left backs in the world. There are better left backs in the world.
Oh, look, one view has just gone, and that's Alex Greenwood.
Greenwood, I've never said I was a fan of yours. It's fine.
Oh, for God's sake, Ali, just keep on digging the hole.
Keep on digging. But no, in regards to Little John, she's only on a 6-month with us, but she has got quite a good pedigree for the teams that she's played for. She came on at Arsenal, didn't she?
Yeah, and she didn't have. It's hard to judge her on that because she didn't have much to do. The only thing I learned about her is she has a good work rate and she will run for the lost causes, which I personally like in my centre forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely. See, Statman has come up trumps again. So the one that we're interested in, Koropova has played 14 goals for Seville, 8 goals and 1 assist this season.
Matt, please get her on these stats.
Can't say fairer than that. So yeah, brain has gone. I had a so yeah, and we've also signed. Well, we haven't technically signed her. I'm not quite sure how this is working out, but Olivia Smith has signed as a defender. She is a young defender, and she is a non-contracted player. Which, from what I gather, that is both beneficial and not so beneficial.
How old is she, Ali?
Young. She's like 17, 18, I think.
See, I think this is a more of a first team / go and play in our academy role.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because from what I can gather is that she can walk away any time. She doesn't have to wait for the transfer window. If she's not happy, she can go. But so can we get rid of her? So if she doesn't do as well as we expect, again, we're not tied.
Yeah. It's really clever because if they're not fit enough or to the standard, you know, we haven't tied her down to a contract, so it's just we go and find someone else.
Yeah.
Again,
she's a young player that Matt Beard can mould. That's what he likes to do. He's very good at getting the best out of young players. So I'm excited to see what she can do. You know, defence has definitely been a weak link.
Next season, I don't know why. I have a feeling with that rumour there, and then with Olivia coming in, I feel like we're going to have a slightly younger team next year. I don't know.
Surprise me, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me. Matt does like the younger players that he can mould to his way of.
I think Matt next year, by what the rumours are saying, and we're going to have a mixture of experience, but also, so we're going to have Kate and I think a few other younger players on a more of a long-term contract. That's what I think we're going to do.
For another 2 years, which we're excited about. I reckon Gilly will sign on again, even if it's just for a year. I don't think she's quite ready to retire yet, and I think she's going to see her days out at West Ham. I wouldn't be surprised.
What really worries me is if Martha's only on a 1-year contract as well. That's
the problem with West Ham. We like to sign them on shorter contracts because then we don't pay them as much money. But I didn't say that. Pete, for they'll go on loan to us or yours putting her on loan because I don't want her. I mean, I'm justice for her because she hasn't played for Man City, but I don't want her.
Yeah, sorry, we've got Boonach. We're fine, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. We've already got a wonderful player already. Right, well, that's all I've got for. Have you got anything you want to thing? Are we gonna do Plug City now?
Yeah, welcome to Plug City. Go on, Ali. You plug first.
We have got a Liverpool infiltrator.
Let's have a look.
Just come on there. Come on, Red Men. Sure.
Enjoy the title.
Enjoy the title. It will never happen again, or at least for another 30 years.
You're brave in saying that, Ali. Very brave.
Nah, fine. No love lost between us and Liverpool. So I'm going to plug everything. So I have got an interview with Brooke Hendricks coming out. That will be on my website very soon. We've just finished that, so that will be up shortly. That's on Adventures in Claret and Blue. Mm-hmm. We have also got a YouTube channel, which is also called Adventures in Claret and Blue, which is all of my vlogging. So basically, it's a lot of me going, it's really, really late, or it's really, really early, and I'm really, really tired. But it's worth a watch just for me to get very, very mental.
And my sarcastic comments off screen.
And Kate's sarcastic comments.
And who doesn't love them sarcastic comments? Come on, everybody, let's watch it.
You've got to watch that. And then me and Reese have just released a joint venture, so I'm going to let him do some plugging because I've all plugged out.
So earlier on Monday, after we launched our Twitter page this week, at Girls in Claret, everybody go and follow that now if you haven't. We launched an FAWSL podcast on Monday. We were joined by a regular in terms of somebody that watches our show, but also a really knowledgeable Manchester City fan in Pete, who I'm sure you've seen a lot tonight as Ali brings up the comments. And our main aim for this show is to, for me as well, is to give the team that don't normally get the coverage by the bigger media sources like the BBC, Bristol City we've got on next week with Richard, and really develop this. We're going to give, our main aim, as long as we're able to get the guests in, is to give every single team in the WSL a show for fans to learn about the club that the fan we're interviewing of, but also to establish ourselves as an FAWSL podcast and brand, really. So yeah, it's a weekly show. It's going to be on a Tuesday lunchtime. We're going to aim for launch. We're going to be recording this every Monday, and Pete does a lot of editing, so make sure you go and listen to it. See that you didn't distract me with that one.
There you go. I wasn't trying to distract you. I just thought it was funny. But no, of course. And also, if it kicks off, then we're just going to look at the championship and basically, like we said, give a voice to those that aren't one of the big three that doesn't get.
And the course is for free. So,
and it's for free. And so, yeah, if you follow the Twitter feeds, if you follow the links, is it 2-1 now? Arsenal update, it's 2-1. So Man City are back. She's making faces at me. She's distracting.
She should be a West Ham fan now. I forget about Manchester City.
She's a West Ham fan now. I have made sure of this. We still got our Liverpool fan. Okay, haha. Best squad we've had in a long time. Champs of the world. I have no doubt. It is the best squad you've had for a long time. Still see you in 30 years when you do it again, because it's taking you that damn long.
To be fair, we'll let Kate off because we ain't playing tonight. So
Yeah, exactly. If it's a choice between two, she is going to be at Chelsea away.
and Man City are our favourite women's team due to Ali's connections and Pete, of course. So
Exactly. So yeah, they're our second team. Fine. So yeah, as you can see, scrolling along, next women's match is 2 p.m. this Sunday to Chelsea away.
Yeah, get over if you can, because it's going to be a really tough battle for the girls and they're going to need all your support. And of course, it's my first away game in ages. Now I'm 18.
First away game in ages. It's your first away game ever, isn't it?
Sorry, I went to the Arsenal game.
Oh, you went to the Arsenal game. Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that one then. You know, because it's a running joke at
Yeah, I know, and I'm going to stump this on Sunday, hopefully.
So yeah, come down to Chelsea. As you can see, I'm back in full voice. My voice has returned. So you will no doubt, if you watch it on the FA Player,
I wouldn't have missed it anyway, to be honest.
No, that's true. I bugged it up last week, but that's a whole other story. So we're going to be full on voice. Get down to support our girls if you can, because they're definitely going to need it. Right, I'm all talked out now. My voice has gone, and I need to save this for Sunday. So I'm signing off. So it's good night from me.
Good night from me, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and listen to our podcast, which is the We Are the Girls in Claret and Blue on Podbean.
What he said. Night, guys.
Night, guys.